Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In this video, we are doing something very exciting. So as you guys know, I really love to travel and I am going to a few Spanish speaking countries very soon. So in today's video, I want to show you how I'm preparing for that kind of trip. As you guys know, I speak Spanish. My Spanish is at this weird level where I understand pretty much everything. But when it comes to speaking, I'm still not as comfortable as I would like to be because I've never really had any opportunities to practice speaking Spanish in real life with real people. That's where this idea for this video came from, because I want to prepare as much as I can so that when I land in Mexico, because one of the countries that I'm going to is going to be Mexico. So when I land in Mexico, I want to feel as comfortable as I possibly can. And obviously, once I'm there, my Spanish is just going to keep improving naturally. I want to focus on speaking as much as I can. And I also want to preface this video by saying that I don't really care about, I don't know, sounding super advanced, or I don't really care about being able to talk about very advanced topics like the environment, art, politics. Those are important topics, and I would love to be able to talk about them eventually. But in this video, I'm going to focus on things that I'm actually going to need every single day while traveling. And yeah, in general, I'm just going to show you lots of very interesting, hopefully they're going to be interesting things. And yeah, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And now let's get started. So this is my journal that I am taking with me. And my main goal for this cheat sheet is to basically write down every single thing that I might possibly need while traveling. I just feel like it's reassuring to have something like this with you. It might not make much sense to some people, but to me it does. So what I've been doing is for every single tense, I usually just write down the endings. And I think for the past tense, yeah, I wrote a few irregular verbs as well. But other than that, I like to keep it pretty simple. It's not finished. I'm gonna keep working on it today, I think. But yeah, we have a few different tenses. I know that some of the things that I have here are very basic, but as I told you guys, I just feel like it's very reassuring for me to have something like this with me, even if it's really basic, even if I know every single thing that I have here. Still, I feel good knowing that I have something like this. Hi guys, it is now the next day. I'm wearing the same hoodie, but you have to believe me that it is the next day. And so I finished working on my cheat sheet yesterday and I showed you guys that. And today we are going to focus on speaking. And one of my favorite ways to start speaking, the exercise, the method I always recommend is shadowing. I think shadowing is obviously great for beginners who want to start speaking a new language, want to work on their pronunciation. And it is great because you don't have to make your own sentences, you just repeat after someone else. But I also think that at the intermediate level or even the advanced level, shadowing can still be good if you want to work on a specific accent, or you can just treat it as a warm-up. That's what I like to do. If I haven't used a language in a while, I think shadowing is the perfect way to reintroduce speaking and yeah, just slowly make that transition, or you know what I mean, right? So I'm actually going to watch one of the easy Spanish videos, and for the longest time I couldn't decide which dialect of Spanish I wanted to focus on. I didn't know if I wanted to focus on Spanish from Spain or on Spanish from other countries. But now that I'm going to Mexico and Central America, I feel like the choice is obvious, right? So I'm not gonna focus on Spanish from Spain. So that choice has kind of been made for me, which I'm not complaining. All right, I'm trying to figure out how to position the camera so that you can see both me and the screen. Maybe something like this. So I'm going to choose one of the videos like do people cycle in Mexico City? Let's see. I'm going to Mexico City very soon. La Ciudad de México tiene sus vías muy establecidas. Entonces yo creo que es una opción muy viable para la gente que vive aquí en la Ciudad de México. Pero hay a veces y creo que se olvidan un poco de nosotros. All right, so that's kind of how I do shadowing. I'm not going to show you much more because I don't think it's that interesting. But I basically just choose a video, listen, pause, say that thing out loud. I usually just do 3, 4, 5 minutes. I think that's enough. If you want to do more, you can do more, like that's fine. But I usually just do like 5 minutes max. I usually choose something short, or if it's a bit longer, then I just choose a portion of that video that I do shadowing with. And yeah, you can also do shadowing like with anything, with a podcast, with a movie, a TV show, audio from your textbook, anything that has audio will be good for shadowing. All right, it's a little bit later in the day. I took a little break and now I want to talk to you guys about some other methods that I use to practice speaking at home when you have no one to talk to, if you don't have access to native speakers. So as you guys know, one of the methods that I talk about the most on this channel is recording yourself. Basically what it is you just choose a prompt and then you hit record on your phone and yeah, you speak for a few minutes and then you can listen to that recording and catch any mistakes that you made and then re-record that same prompt and obviously correct any mistakes that you made. I feel like this method is a good middle ground between shadowing, where you're not producing your own sentences, you're just repeating after someone else, and actually talking to other people. There's no one to like judge you, to, I don't know, point out your mistakes, and it can be a great middle ground for like beginners or intermediate learners who have never practiced speaking. This is the method I always recommend after shadowing. But my favorite way to practice speaking is to, well, actually talk to people. So this is where Lingoda comes in, who are very kindly sponsoring today's video. You guys know I love Lingoda. I've talked about them in the past, but if you are unfamiliar, they offer live speaking classes that you can book 24/7, which means you can fit speaking practice around literally any schedule, even if you're really busy, which is something I really appreciate. Right now, as I'm preparing for my trip, things are really chaotic. I'm constantly running around, buying new things, doing last minute shopping. But because Lingoda is so flexible, I still show up and practice speaking regularly, which, as we all know, consistency makes the biggest difference. Because I'm preparing for travel, I choose topics related to that and daily situations, for example, like this one. But there are so many different topics to choose from: books, history, the environment. You can choose anything that speaks to you. After each class, you get personalized feedback, which this is the most important thing if you want to start speaking. Real conversations, real people, real feedback, and learning in an environment that allows you to make mistakes and learn from them. Lingoda is currently running a big winter sale, so if you are also preparing for a trip, you need to start speaking a language fast, or you simply want to practice speaking in a really nice, friendly setting, you're going to love Lingoda. And with my code Julia2026, you can get up to 30% off Lingoda Flex, depending on the plan you choose. If speaking has always been your weak spot, stop waiting for confidence to magically appear. This is how you build it, through real life practice. The winter sale ends on February 24th, so if you've been waiting for the right moment to start speaking, this is it. All right, I actually have a speaking class in about half an hour, so I'm going to go onto Lingoda and I'm going to prepare for my class. So there's this warm-up section that you can go to and you can get to know the vocabulary. So this is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm basically just going to do a little bit of shadowing.
La vuelta al mundo.
La vuelta al mundo.
El año sabático.
El año sabático.
El trotamundo.
El trotamundo. Oh, that's a nice word.
Estar en las nubes.
Estar en las nubes. All right, my class is about to start. I would love to show you guys, but I actually don't have, it's a group class, so I don't have other people's consent to record them. So I think I'm just going to record a little bit and, you know, edit and then show you guys the parts where I'm speaking so that I respect everyone's privacy. But yeah, my class starts really, really soon and I'm really excited. Personalmente, prefiero viajar solo de vacaciones. Me encanta conocer nuevos países y culturas, pero también necesito estabilidad y una rutina en mi vida. Creo que vivir viajando puede ser un poco cansado. A mí me gustaría irme de viaje a dedo. Okay, so the last two things that I'm doing to prepare for my trip are number one, I am immersing myself in Spanish as much as I can. That means I'm watching things in Spanish, I'm listening to music in Spanish. Yeah, just basically anything that I would watch or listen to in English, I'm watching in Spanish. I'm trying to avoid English as much as possible. The only exception that I make is with books because I'm currently reading a few books and I don't want to start another one. But other than that, I've just been immersing myself in Spanish as much as I can. And I've been specifically choosing like movies and TV shows from Mexico or Central America or South America. I've been avoiding like Spanish movies and TV shows. Nothing against them personally. I really like them actually, but just for this trip in this context, I'm trying to avoid them. One of the main reasons why I've been doing that is because I want to get used to the spoken language as much as possible. I feel like I'm learning lots of new vocab from movies, TV shows, stuff like that. I haven't really been listening to any podcasts. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of podcasts. I mean, I will listen to one if I'm learning a language and I want to get some input. But in real life, let's say, not the biggest fan. And the last exercise that I want to show you is basically recording myself. I've already explained it, but I came up with a list of topics, of prompts that I can talk about. I haven't done all of them, but I'm going to share a few prompts with you because I think they're interesting. The first one is, why did you choose to travel to Mexico and Central America? I feel like people always ask about that when you're traveling. Next, oh, this one's good. People always ask about this as well. How's daily life here different from where you're from? I feel like, again, that's something that people always ask. They always ask about your home country. They like ask what traditions you have, what food you eat, and also like those basic questions like, how do you like it here? What are your travel plans? Where are you from? Where do you work? What do you do for work? Are you traveling alone? Are you traveling with people? You can use them either for speaking, which is what I've been doing most days, or you can use them for writing. So you can just open up your journal or whatever and write a little journal entry, which I think is what I'm going to do today, just to kind of spice things up because I've been doing these speaking exercises for the past few days. You know what? I had to turn my lights on because it's so dark outside, but it's 8:30 and it's just so great outside, and I'm so excited to experience the warm and just like a different weather in Central America. Anyway, as you saw, I did my writing exercise. I wrote down like this much, half a page. As I showed you, the first part of my journal entry, I wrote down full sentences, and then I just wrote down keywords or just basically bullet points, because I feel like it's also a really nice way to do this exercise if you just write down bullet points and then you try recording yourself speaking about this topic, and you have those bullet points that you can rely on, but you still have to like think in the moment and create your own sentences. So there are a few ways you can do this exercise. You can do just writing, you can do just speaking, or you can combine the two. I've been doing all three because I don't really like doing the same thing over and over again, even though I'm using different prompts, but still, I like to mix things up. And also, before anyone comments that I cannot roll my R's, I am very well aware. This is something that I've never been able to do. My native language is Polish, and we roll our R's in Polish as well. This is just something that, again, I've never been able to do. I've seen many speech therapists, but it's not going to stop me from speaking Spanish. I'm sure there are many, many Spanish speakers who cannot roll their R's either. I know that I could probably work on it, but to be honest, I don't really care that much. There are things that I would much rather do in life than spend time doing those, like all those exercises. So yeah, if you hear me speak Spanish and I'm not rolling my R's, it is what it is. And yeah, that's kind of it for today's video. So just to kind of recap what I've been doing to prepare for traveling. So number one, I worked on my grammar cheat sheet. Then I've been immersing myself in Spanish a lot. I've been trying to avoid English as much as possible. And then when it comes to like actually speaking, I've been doing shadowing. Great warm up, great if you want to work on your accent as well. Then recording yourself, I feel like this is a great middle ground between shadowing and actually talking to people, because there's no one to judge you, and yeah, you can make as many mistakes as you want and it's fine. And then number 5, I've had a few group classes online, and then I have a few more coming up. That's basically my routine when I'm preparing for traveling. This is something that I'm going to continue to do during the next few weeks. That's just something that I came up with, and it's been working really, really well for me. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.